Hello, this is Scott Cordell, and welcome to the video that we're going to be using today in a series to help you learn to connect to Sullivan's ITALab for the course CSC210 Database Design. Now, as I mentioned, this is a series of videos. There were only 4, and we're going to take just a minute and look at what these actually are so that you can kind of get an idea of what's ahead. In the first video, the one we're going to start now, we're going to talk about how to connect to Sullivan's VDI system, our virtual desktop interface. This is a platform that's built online. We use it every single day in class on campus, and it's available to online students as well. Once we've done that, we're also going to jump in and talk about how to connect to the ITALab through some software that's built into the VDI for you called Microsoft System Center. Now, this first step is crucial. If you do not do step 1, there is no way that video number 2, 3, or 4 will work. You must be on the VDI, and you must be using the ITALab settings that we have built. In video number 2, we're going to use the Microsoft System Center to actually build your first virtual machine, or VM. Video 3, we're going to take that VM and install software on it called MySQL Workbench. And then finally, in video 4, we're going to connect your workbench that you've just installed to the SQL server that I have actually built. And that will allow you to actually use a live production system for your classwork. So let's talk about how to connect to the Sullivan VDI. It really couldn't be much easier. You need to, first of all, open a browser, as you can see in the screenshot here, and go to desktop.sullivan.edu. The first time you do this, you will be asked to actually go through and install something called the Citrix receiver. Once you do that, you have a screen like this, and for those of you that have been on campus, this looks exactly like what shows up on our desktop computers. So here in the username, you'll type in your student ID, which is just your first initial, 5 letters of your last name, and then 4 digits that they assign you. You do not need to do the @my.sullivan.edu on this screen, just your username. And then whatever password you use to log into our system normally, hit log on and you're in. And that's it. You'll do that each time just to make sure you're on our system before you start doing much else. In the next one, we're actually going to look at here, how do you connect once you're in to the VDI, how do you get to the ITALab? And we will do this live here in just a moment just to make sure you see some of the differences that may not be quite like this in the screenshot. First of all, notice that you must be logged into the VDI in order to use our System Center. Once you do that, you're going to follow these steps at the top. Go to your menu, hit the Open Spyglass for Katana, type in Virtual Machine, and usually it pops up by then. And you can actually open up the System Center. The only thing you have to do is type in this address, or this location, VSITAVMM16:8100, and then hit connect. You do not need to put in a username and password. Since you're in the VDI, that authenticates for you. When you successfully get through, you should see a screen like this that shows whatever virtual machines you have running. Notice that you also have a place for services and other things, but we are pretty much going to be dealing only with VMs. So let's take a minute now and actually look at what this looks like live on the system. I am in the VDI, and you can always tell the VDI here because I've got this drop-down box that lets me control a few things. Since I'm on the VDI, the first step said that you needed to go and look for the System Center. So if we look at System Center, and there's the Data Protection Manager, so let's try something else. Oh, there we go. You can use the Virtual Machine Manager console, which is part of System Center. Click there, and notice my address is already in there. You'll need to change that the first time, but since I was using this earlier to prepare for this video, it's there for me. I'm going to go ahead and just leave that there. Hit connect, like the instructions say. And then within a few moments, I actually have a choice to make. If you are enrolled in multiple classes that use this, you've got to pick which course this is for. Since this is database design, I'll pick 210. Now notice if you do not see this screen, do not be alarmed. That means you're only enrolled in 210, not any of the others, so you won't see this. I'll go ahead and hit OK. And after just a few moments, you'll notice that the Virtual Machine Manager does pop up and shows everything that I have prepared and built. And there you have my name with a couple of things, especially that server there that says do not delete. And that's it. That's all it takes to do that. Now remember, in video number 2, we're going to talk about how to build these virtual machines. Video number 3 is actually going to tell us how to install MySQL Workbench. And then finally, the last one will be connecting the workbench that you've put on your VM inside the system with, technically, really, this server here that I'm using right there. So that's it. Thanks for watching. And again, be sure to look at videos number 2, 3, and 4 to complete everything you need for the lessons this week. Thank you.